So what you see is inlet power to a distribution center. What this machine is capable of doing, three-phase can run forward and reverse. So if you find yourself in the wrong direction, meaning if you push this pedal and the machine goes backwards, you have a reverse hookup. You typically change out, one of the wires, either red and black, and reverse that, or black and white. You kind of have a 50-50 shot at getting it right. Well, this takes the guesswork out of it. So the gym floor rider cart typically will have multiple sanders hooked up to the front of it, right here, and this is the hookup. And what we typically see for common repair problems, you're looking at armrests breaking, cord hooks here bending and breaking off, losing the latch. Those are pretty common. I would say that the biggest one is, before we get into the internal mechanisms, motor, hydrostatic drive, and gearbox, would be the wheels. So these rear drive wheels and the front casters are typical wear items. You want to make sure that they're in good shape. So some of the common repairs that we see from the casters and wheels are going to be, typically we'll pull these off if we see huge chunks out of the wheel. Eventually this wheel will just become delaminated and fall off. Wheels that had maybe a cord get hooked up to it and get drug along the gym floor. So it's not uncommon. We replace the bearings in these wheels. Inside the hub are bearings, so we'll replace that. Also in the internal here will be hub springs that allow you to, lock the wheel in or keep it in freewheel. And as we get inside on the internal portion, underneath this footrest here and cover, we're going to look at like foot pedal linkage. That's a common item that breaks. And then also, the power buttons for start and stop and powering up the unit itself. So those are all common repairs. We have the inlet plug right here that we'll see get burned up depending on voltage issues or how you're tying your sanders in to run this unit. So we got 4 latches here, and then cover off. So what you see, just like the sanders, we're going to run a 240 low voltage 3-phase motor with an inlet power. So again, we see this this plug burned up is one of the repairs. Any kind of issues that we'll see with the motor are typically done either through a high voltage input, where you're inputting 480 volts into a 240 volt machine. Getting inside here with that kind of power, obviously unplug it. But if you start to smell things that are electrical burn, it's typically the motor. So what you see is inlet power to a distribution center. What this machine is capable of doing, 3-phase can run forward and reverse. So if you find yourself in the wrong direction, meaning if you push this pedal and the machine goes backwards, you have a reverse hookup. You typically change out, one of the wires, either red and black, and reverse that, or black and white. You kind of have a 50-50 shot at getting it right. Well, this takes the guesswork out of it. There's a switch back here, which is again a replacement item that will switch this from forward to reverse and get you the correct direction when you push the pedal forward or in reverse. From the drive motor, again, we see the shaft is hooked up to a flexible connection. That flexible connection is driving the hydrostat drive. We want to see oil in the reserve cup with the hydrostat drive. The hydrostat drive is actually what has powered the energy back to the gearbox, which is behind this. We probably can't see that there is a gearbox driving these wheels. That's gear reduction box. So that gear reduction box is solely being driven by this hydrostat drive. A system very similar to what you would see on zero-turn mowers or tractors. So pushing forward, pushing back, there's no need to put it in gear. The hydrostat drive takes care of that. And then one of the other issues is in a gym floor setting, you're doing half the gym. If you are, let's say, going forward, you do half the gym as you're sanding, you lift up on your sanders and you bump the wall. And the same with the rear going, backing up, and you bump the wall in the gym. Those are all stresses that you're putting on the gear reduction box that is driving these large wheels and can cause premature wear. So we'll see metal shavings in the gearbox when we take it apart. Typically that's where that comes from. So if you have any questions with regard to repair or maintenance on your gym floor rider cart, you can give us a call at 800-737-1786. Anybody in the shop will be able to help you without a problem. You can also go to cityfloorsupply.com if you need any parts that you want to do on your own in the field, and that's www.cityfloorsupply.com.